All right, there's the north end of Death Valley behind us. We are in Death Valley National Park on the infamously rough racetrack road, and we are headed deep into the backcountry. It is April 17th, 2021. This road is not only super rough with washboardy bumps, it also has a lot of sharp rocks that are known to slash tires, so we carry two full-size spare tires. And there's the occasional spot like this that is incredibly rough and soft. And last year we finally got a good compressor, so we were able to air down considerably, and that really helps. The lower tire pressure absorbs a lot of the bumps and just allows us to go a little bit faster. It's a much nicer ride. And it sure is some beautiful country to drive through. It's starting to warm up out here, but we'll be hiking at around 4,000 feet elevation. So we're expecting 80 degrees, and it's going to be windy. Lots of clouds. We've got our view of the racetrack playa. That means we're almost there, a mile or two to go. I encourage you to look up the racetrack. It's a fascinating place. I've never gone all the way over there, but they do have these rocks that are pushed across the playa when the conditions are right with the right amount of wind and ice, and then they leave these tracks in the mud. So it's a fascinating place, and there are some very high definition videos of it out there. But we're headed somewhere else. Let's get going over there. Yeah, we got some pretty heavy loads today. The truck is just out of sight over there, and we got a mile or so to the first stop is the Ubehebe mine up ahead. Ubehebe lead mine. There's a flattened cabin and some other stuff there, and behind me see a big tailings pile over here. This was a lead mine, so we're really not gonna mess around here very long. But there is something up there. There was some sort of tram, all kinds of little paths and tunnels all over the place. Anyway, we're going out that way. There you can see one of the shafts and this cable that still goes all the way up there. First canyon we're in starting to get a little more narrow. And it got wider again, and it's going to get narrower again. And the clouds and the sun keep, the sun keeps going behind the clouds. And here it comes again. Not a lot of flowers out here, but we're seeing a few. So quiet. We can see footprints. Other people have been out here in recent weeks, but there's definitely nobody out here this weekend. The tinkle bush is flowering. Let's see if we can get the sound for you.
I really love the sound of that bush, and we're always trying to get it recorded.
Yeah, and I like it too. It's really neat, and it's just hard to find them and hard to catch them at the right season, but there it is. Not the best example of it, but when the little pods are hitting the ground, the little seeds inside are shaking, making a little rattling. It's a nice little sound. The corridor would be down that way. And this time we go to Round Valley out this way. Yeah, we came from up that canyon. This will be all new stuff for us out this way. Way out at the bottom of those big mountains is Saline Valley and the hot springs. Tiny bits of snow out there. Big cloud bank on the other side. If you haven't seen our corridor video, you'll have to dig through my library and find it. See, it is spectacular. Going out that way. Now, we're only going 5 miles each way, but it is the desert, and we like to be more than well prepared, so we're carrying 2 gallons plus each. That's just over 4 gallons of water we have with us. If we get to come out here again sometime, I would leave a half gallon here, because we carried more than we needed to, and that's about how much you would need to get back from here, so it probably would be a good place to stash it. Between the wind and the clouds, we won't need as much water as we thought, but you'd be amazed at how fast your consumption goes up when the wind dies down. Better safe than sorry. You can never have too much water. Lip balm is essential, and a white shirt that goes over your clothes to keep the sun off you. There I am on our way back with an empty water bottle. We could go that way. It's wider, but it's longer and farther. And Steve Hall suggests going this way, which it looks narrower, but so far, I mean, it looks sandy, and then it leads to a slight hump that we can go up and get a good view around Valley from. So we're gonna try this narrow option and hope it works out. Pretty cool view up this way too, though. Oh boy, look at this. We're in the corridor area. Upper Corridor Canyon is just a bit that way, but this sure looks like its own tiny section of corridor here. Although the walls are not vertical. It is a straight path. And it ends, and we gotta go squirrel around in this. I think around that bend to the right somewhere. Yeah, you want to have the right map and know where you're going. You're going that way. Not that way. Getting a little rougher for the last bit, but we're almost there. Yeah, it's rough, but we really just have to get to like right there. So we're picking our way. Getting really close, and of course, had to find one of these stupid things out here, even way out here. A Mylar balloon. Coming up from there. How are you making out, Roxana?
Good.
We're almost there. Oh, the last bit is always the worst. And we made it. And because this place is so rarely visited, I'm going to give you several views of it in a couple different exposure levels. And while we're looking, I'll tell you, it got really windy when we got up here. But we managed to find a nice spot to set the tent, and we kind of angled it into the wind, and the weather was so nice, and we were so tired, we just set up and relaxed all afternoon. So while we're looking, I'll tell you a little bit about why we're out here. The corridor back somewhat behind us is this mile-long, nearly perfectly straight canyon. And like I said earlier, it's fascinating. I have a whole video of it. You'll have to dig and look for it. But this big valley is where all the water that formed that canyon was collected. So it's interesting to me that this is basically the source of the corridor. It's honestly a little bit more shell-shaped than round, but it just is impressive. I mean, look at it. I love looking at stuff like this. And it's totally empty. Almost nobody comes out here. One kind of odd coincidence is Steve Hall, who is one of the few people that goes out here and had written up a bunch of stuff about it. He just recently shut down his website, but at the same time had put up a video where he goes right through this area. Also funny is I had been planning on coming here for a couple of years. I emailed Steve about a few details about going here, and he said, hey, you know what? I just posted a video about it, and he gave me an early link to see it, which is kind of fun. And then by coincidence, I just happened to be coming here right after he posted the video. We're all kind of sad that he took his website down because it was such a valuable resource, but he had his reasons, and so be it. And, less people will come out here. It does mean it'll be that much harder for you to figure out how to get here. If you're familiar with the area, you probably could figure it out from the videos and just study the satellite map very carefully. Download a satellite map to your phone and bring it with you with your GPS. That's what you need. It is complicated and can get deadly really quick because you can get lost very easily to making a wrong turn somewhere, and there is no water and very little shade either. We actually spent all of last night driving to get here and got very little sleep, so we're going to be passed out before it even gets dark tonight.
7:30 a.m. Never saw the stars last night because we just passed out. We were so tired, but oh wow, so still. So nice. What a place to wake up. We're just looking right out the tent here. Morning in Round Valley. So beautiful. Camp is just over that. It's 2-3 minutes away. Give you a look, here it is. The upper corridor is around that corner there. It's just too far for today though. Wash coming through here. Yeah, this end of the corridor, it'd be neat to see it, but honestly, I'm just not that into it. I would really like to go back and see the middle part of the corridor again someday. And yeah, it'd be about 1.5 miles just to get started that way, so pretty long round trip.
And we're more than satisfied. This has just been absolutely wonderful.
Well, that was a shocker. I'm coming back to the tent. I thought Roxana was still asleep, and all of a sudden she must have been using the restroom, or she popped up out of the bushes. I'm like, who the heck is out here in the middle of nowhere? Oh my gosh. But it was just Roxana. A little after 8:30 in the morning, and we're gonna get ready to head out shortly.
Get one more good look around. Sure is nice. I've been looking at it on the satellite map for a long time. It's great to see it in person. I like to think we'll be back sometime. The hike is complicated, but once you know where you're going and you have a good map, it's not that bad. And just the hardest part is that road and just timing it at the right season. And just that road, it is so bumpy and long. Oh, it's a real hassle. But it is a truly unique area. So many strange rock formations and canyons and other surprises out here. Yeah, it's well worth the effort. Just hard to put out that effort all the time, but it sure is worth the effort. What a beautiful place. Well, here we go, heading back.
I'm back at Ubehebe Lead Mine, and just a little ways up the road that way, back to the car. Here's the grandstand out there, and the racetrack playa. We're back in the truck and heading out.
Another hour or so of this bumpy mess of a road, then we'll hit the pavement and drive on to tonight's campsite. All right. Thanks for coming with us.